Yo, what's up, guys? It's Benny. Welcome to the State of the Union mega live stream, Trump-mageddon from the golden era inside of the United States Capitol. Trump's going to go through that door right there. I'm going to show you where we are broadcasting from tonight. It's going to be an incredible show. This is Statuary Hall. That's the House of Representatives. Right back there again, the Mr. Speaker, the President. That's where that happens. This is a absolutely beautiful room. This used to be the old House of Representatives. Again, you can see all of the media around here. Show you this. Yeah. Oh. It's a really nice room. But we ain't here. We have the exclusive invitation of the Speaker of the House to broadcast from inside of the Speaker's office, which we are thrilled about. And so we are heading there right now. It's an awesome office. A little bit of a bottleneck here. Hey, Doctor.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, that's right. Charles, what's the diagnosis of Trump tonight?
I mean, long but good.
Long, good. All right, good. All right, man. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, what a legend. Okay, so this is the Speaker's office right here. Why not? While we're waiting here, why not show you just the dome of the Capitol? This absolutely beautiful, peaceful right now. It's going to be a wild night. So many people asking questions about what the president will say, do tonight. Nancy Mace might know. We don't know.
Oh my God, Vinny
Nancy,
Johnson, how are you? Good to see you. God bless America.
Bless America.
Thanks for all the work you're doing to expose everything. I mean, it's tremendous. You're doing the Lord's work.
It's crazy times. Okay, we're gonna bomb Iran. What's gonna happen?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
You would know. Nancy Mace would know.
I know the president is negotiating a deal right now, and if there's anyone who can bring peace in the Middle East, it's going to be President Trump. But there's no peace in the Middle East if Iran has nuclear warheads. At the end of the day. And so I know that he doesn't, I don't believe, want troops on the ground, so we're going to be very thoughtful about it. But Iran should be scared to death of Donald Trump. What do you think?
And the people on the Epstein list should be scared to death of you.
Oh, heck yeah. They absolutely should be. You know, the DOJ has not released all the files. There are millions of files that are still out there. There are terabytes of data. And Southern District of New York, they have redacted names of co-conspirators, and I'm after it. I wrote a letter to the CIA. I want to see a copy of every passport Epstein ever had under every pseudonym. I want to know what countries he was an agent for, because I think he was a dual or triple agent. I mean, I think he was selling information.
Of course.
100%.
Dude has a passport from Austria that says he was born in Saudi Arabia. That's a lie. He has an Italian name, and it has a bunch of French stamps in it for traveling to France. So he actually used this passport.
Yeah, and even Les Wexner doesn't know how he made his money.
So what the hell is that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, but I appreciate you helping to expose the Epstein files.
Okay.
He's done a great job.
Keep at it. UFOs are next.
And there were, UFOs, but also there were women selling other women in the files too. So I'm going to be naming some of the women that were doing that.
Oh, good.
And then there's a special place in hell for women who were selling underage girls to Jeffrey Epstein. So, but I think we can do UAPs and Epstein files. We can do them at the same time.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Thank you. God bless you.
Predators versus aliens. That's what we'll call this episode. Predators versus aliens.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. So great. You never know who you'll run into. It's like Seinfeld. Okay, here we go. So the beautiful. Did you show them up top? Up top? Ah, come on. The only thing missing is a red-haired young man carrying Nancy Pelosi's podium through. All right. So,
Hi. Yes, sir. Of course. Yep.
Here we go. A secret stairwell. I don't think it's secret, actually. Because this building is, Chris, 200 years old.
I think so.
200 years old. 200-year-old building. snacks and everything. Welcome to the most based stream in all of America tonight. We have some of the greats on our program. Byron Donalds, Senator Kennedy, James Comer. Ooh, it's going to be rowdy. You just saw Nancy Mace and Ronnie Jackson. Tim Burchett will be here. Scott Pressler will be here. And, well, you just never know who else might join. And so thank you all so very much. Enjoy the show. It's going to be a wild one. And a big thank you to our partners, America First Policy Institute and Advantage Gold, for making this all happen. Let's enjoy our golden era and have a wild, rowdy night with President Trump.
Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border.
Trump designated Antifa as a terrorist organization.
100% of all job creation under President Trump continues to be in the private sector.
The golden age of America begins right now.
The President of the United States.
Are live inside of the United States Capitol building, the Speaker of the House's office. Right now, tonight, we are locked in and ready to go for President Trump's State of the Union address. Tons of breaking news, so many incredible guests, and a lot of, let's just call them special surprises. We're going to have some cameos on this program, but out of respect for time for Congressman Byron Donalds, who will be the next governor of Florida. We just want to say, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream.
Benny, good to be with you.
Golden Era.
Capitol Hill. Big night. Big night.
Big night.
Big
okay,
night.
what are we going to see from President tonight?
I think it's going to be a tour de force, man. I think the president is going to lay out everything that's happened in this country over the last 13 months since he's come back to lead the place. And I think it's going to be epic. There's a lot of things that people are concerned about. Number one, and we've talked about this before, affordability. Everybody's talking about it. People want to be able to get food on the table, keep money in their pocket, live a great life, build the American dream, and pass that on to their kids. And that's what people want. But man, that Biden economy was awful for everyone. Donald Trump has already laid the foundation of fixing that. We're seeing the early news of that happening right now as we speak. Wages are up, gas prices are down, inflation is steady. We got more work to do, but this is way better than what the Democrats do when they're in control. Way better. It's not close.
Housing prices finally ticking downwards. The mortgage rate below 6%. This is critical for young people. Houses in Florida are too expensive, bro. Too expensive for young people.
Well, let's talk about Florida in particular. We have to cut permitting timelines in our state. 30% of the costs of building a new home is government. It's local government permitting, state government approvals, some federal government stuff. We got to squeeze all that out of the system. We got to squeeze those timelines, get it much quicker to build a home. And the funny thing is, Benny, a lot of the homes that we build, especially starter homes, it's the same design over and over. You might change the renderings, or you, instead of tiles, you might have just like a regular roof or a tin roof in Florida. But you got to get the permitting timelines down. So you get government costs out of building new homes. You get government costs out of building new homes. You can deliver homes cheaper. That helps first-time home buyers, young kids trying to get started. And it also helps seniors on fixed income, because you got a lot of seniors, they've had the big house. They want to get out of it. They want to be able to downsize, get something affordable that fits their budget. That's why what Governor DeSantis is trying to do in Florida, which I support, eliminating homestead property taxes, that helps that as well. Big stuff in Florida that we can get done But part of that work is going to be here in Washington. And it's so great to have a president in Donald Trump that you can work with, who's always thinking about the next idea necessary in order to make America great again.
Yeah, thinking about young people, man, like, because this is something that was absolutely critical in 2024, is like focusing on the future of this country domestically. Right. Everybody's looking out and saying, like, you know, and listen, I'll tell you that I don't know if you chat, let me know. You love that meme with the eagle flying in? Like, I don't want to dive too quickly into policy, because this is the only guest that we're going to have on that actually watched the eagle meme with us. I'm not sure that you can officially endorse that. What happened to Al Green getting picked up by the eagle, and you feel bad for him a little bit.
Why the eagle have? Listen, the eagle clawed out and picked up Al Green.
Because Al Green's shaking his cane and yelling.
And you know the president loved it. You know the president did love that too. So
yeah.
We got James Comer over there. James Comer wants to come in and kick me out, but that's all right, James. I love you, baby.
Okay, two or three real quick things. Okay, here we go. So, what happens if Democrats get up and get rowdy tonight? What is this? The Al Green, they start yelling, they start screaming. What's going to happen? They're going to get bounced?
President's going to shout them down, probably.
Yeah.
And probably talk them down.
Yeah.
But I hear some Democrats aren't even going to show up.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the Democrats are doing at this point. Yeah. They don't want to secure the border. They want the Biden economy, but the Biden economy was high inflation and no wage growth, no real economic growth. Energy policy, they wanted us to rely on China for solar panels and windmills. And then they don't want ICE to do their job, and they don't want the border secure. They want the drug cartels to traffic young girls into our country and young boys. They want to sell young girls into sex slavery. They want fentanyl to kill Americans, because that's what their open border policies did. So what are they arguing for?
Mexico's cooked. Mexico's toast, man.
Yeah, it is.
Not good right now.
Not my problem.
Yeah, that's right. So Trump's been out. Okay, so last really important question here. Yeah. Trump's been out saying Mexico is a cartel state. It's run by the cartels. He's saying that the president is a functionary of the cartels and so on.
She is.
And that's been proven right. Trump's also out saying, Iran's going to get it. What's going to happen with Iran? Is Trump, this is the big buzz, is everyone's like, he's going to bomb him? Like during the speech, it's going to happen, like he's going to like do the unveiling, like pull in like he did with South Africa. Dim the lights. I'm going to show you all like the bombing of Iran. Is that going to happen tonight, or what's going to happen tonight? That's what
that probably won't happen.
Buzzing about.
But look, what I would say when it comes to foreign policy, you have to let the president cook.
Yeah.
Look at his foreign policy decisions and the aftermath.
Yeah.
He's now been president. This is his 5th year as president now. Has he put troops on the ground? Has he gotten us into some endless war?
Yeah.
Unlike previous administrations, both Republican and Democrat, got us into long wars, never got us out of them. Or you had Joe Biden, when he was like, well, we're just leaving. We had 13 service members die, another 100 or so who were badly wounded, who needed medical care. Donald Trump has not done that. He's actually taken care of our fighting force. And morale is way up at the Department of War and in the armed services. Our recruitment levels we haven't seen in 50 years in the United States military. So I would tell people who are concerned about Iran, do I want to be in some long drawn out endless war with the Iranians? No, I don't. I want American treasure to be spent here at home. I want young people to be focused on their futures here at home.
Yes.
But we also cannot just ignore the world. I'll tell you, Benny, people who say, let's just be America only, then what you're going to do is America will look inward and our enemies will surround us. The Chinese will surround us. The Russians will surround us. And that is true. Don't believe me? Look at what's already happened in South America and Central America with China's Belt and Road Initiative. The reality is, and Marco Rubio, who's done great, he said it best in Munich, our way of life needs allies. You want to protect Western civilization? You want to protect the American way of life? It needs allies. Do I want a long drawn out war in Iran? No. But look at Donald Trump's track record as president. It is clear now, 5 years in, even he doesn't want long, drawn-out wars. But if something needs to happen, it's going to happen. And he's going to always protect our troops. And I don't know what else you can ask for.
The discombobulator. That's what I'm asking
The
for.
discombobulator?
Yeah, like is Trump going to take out the discombobulator tonight? I mean, we'll see. What do you want to hear? Like in conclusion, you're running for governor, state of Florida. That's where I live.
Right.
What's the message tonight you want resonant for the state of Florida from the president tonight?
The president's ideas and plans around affordability, making it easier. Making it easier for people to build the American dream. Because at the end of the day, Benny, forget politics, streaming, news clips, all that stuff. People want to build the American dream.
Yep.
That's what they want. They want to be able to know I got a shot at making this thing work.
Yep.
I can raise a family and I can pass on not just money, but my values to my children.
Yes.
And I want to
being
hear
a parent
the
is.
next, I want to hear the next wave of the plan, but I'm telling you, Donald Trump's economic strategy and plans, way better than Joe Biden, Barack Obama, George W. Bush.
Bro.
Significantly better.
Bro, I mean, listen, Gavin Newsom says that he's, he can't read. And that he has a 900 SAT score.
Well, I'm not shocked because he's running state.
So I'm just like you in Atlanta.
Listen, man, his state, dumpster fire. Yeah. He's done a terrible job.
Kamala's running again too, she announced today. So she said that she's really thinking about it.
She's running for what?
President again.
President of what country?
I guess Venezuela.
Come on,
maybe
man.
Iran.
Come on, man. Let's get real, man.
Okay. All right. What's your best Jamie Comer story? I mean, you've been, sir.
Here's the good one. This is when
you've been on his committees for a long time.
And Jared Moskowitz,
Jamie Comer up in one set. Jamie Comer, the chairman.
So Jared Moskowitz, member of Congress, Democrat out of Florida, used to be on oversight, and he would needle Comer nonstop. So Comer,
he's annoying. That guy's annoying.
He would go real quick. Hot mic. He goes, "You're just a Smurf." It was everybody was like, "What? Oh my gosh!" And he stands by it.
He's He's little man.
Blue suit and white tennis shoes.
Yeah.
He came in next committee with the Smurf blue suit, Smurf blue tie,
And
white tennis shoes.
Yeah.
White high top.
Those
I
lib
think
dudes are those lib like men activists are like very teeny. They're like short, like the Krasensteins. They're like little like lollipop guild.
It was good stuff, man.
They're lollipop
It was
guild.
good stuff.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Congressman. All right, we'll see you tonight.
All right, brother.
Watch out. This sit next to Al Green. He's gonna get hit by the cane.
No.
He's gonna get the cane. Watch out. See you,
easy, brother. Listen, by the way. He looks good in this. He looks good in the suit. Look at this.
Okay.
Oh, quick story, and I'm gonna let you come.
Okay.
I came in the room before we went live. And I said, "Hey, everybody," talk to everybody. And I didn't recognize him because he wasn't in a black t-shirt. I thought he was a staffer. I thought he was an intern on the Hill. You look good, baby.
Okay.
You can intern in my office anytime.
All right.
Love you, Benny.
Okay. Jeez. What is this? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the great chairman, James Comer, needs absolutely no introduction. He is in the room right now. We want to respect the chairman's time. He's got a busy night tonight. Come on in. Let's go. Yeah. Yep. You can just step right on over. Yep. Okay. We have just a few minutes. And yeah, thank you, team. There we go. It's going to be a
You do look
rowdy
good with
one.
the suit on. I was thinking the same thing. I just wasn't going to say it.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. I was telling my wife, like, I don't often wear a suit. Does this look fine? My actual like suits at the dry cleaner. I got married in this jacket actually like 10 years ago. It's pretty old. And she's like, Tucker interviewed the president without wearing socks on. With no socks. He was wearing no socks. So you're fine. You're fine. So she gave me this like good comfort. I got socks on. So
All right.
Tell you, yeah. Okay. So what do people talk about somebody who didn't wear much clothing? Talk about somebody who didn't wear much clothing. Bill Clinton in that hot tub. I mean, my brother in Christ, you put up that giant poster, they didn't know what to do. And that you cooked them. Yeah. What's going to happen? Where's he? He's coming in tomorrow, right?
He will be Friday. Hillary's Thursday.
Whew.
That poster could reemerge. I'm just saying.
Okay. Where do I donate to the poster fund? I mean, what's going to happen? What's going to happen there? Is it going to be Ghislaine Maxwell? Plead the fifth.
No, I think they'll answer question.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if they were going to plead the fifth, they would have just weaseled out and not done it, because who wants to? We're going to video it and release the video.
Yeah.
And that's just fodder for a lifetime, them pleading the fifth on basic questions. I think they'll answer every question. Hopefully they'll answer it truthfully. We'll see.
I know it's tough, but because you don't want to reveal it, but like, what do you think is going to get asked? I mean, so you're going to bring up that giant poster. You're going to ask, I mean, from our audience, effectively, what I think they want to know is, did you ever go to his island? Mm-hmm. All these women, they have these allegations against you. They say this stuff. Like, are these true? Is this all true?
Right. The big question is, how did Epstein surround himself with the most powerful people in the world?
That's right. Like, what was he
doing? He had Prince
right
Andrew. He had the Clintons. He had high-ranking officials in the Obama administration. He had Steve Bannon. He had so
Right.
many influential people, Saudi royal family members. And the guy didn't graduate from college. I mean, he's accumulated all this wealth.
Yeah.
And of course he's committed, unspeakable crimes with women. People knew that after 2010, and they still hung out with him. People like Bill Gates and, some of the most powerful people in the world. And we're trying to figure out how he was able to lure those people and how he made his money. And was he an asset for the government? Was he an asset for a foreign government? I mean,
Yes.
there are a lot of questions, and the more evidence that comes out, the more questions arise.
Yeah. Why? So you raised such a critical point about like the pre and post conviction, because he pleads guilty, right?
Yep.
And then Ghislaine Maxwell in 2013 is at Chelsea Clinton's wedding,
Yep.
front row. So don't tell me you distanced yourself from Hillary Clinton lost her mind on that. Sorry, I want to ask a lot of other questions, but I just couldn't believe what you've done to these people, because she's now losing her mind. She's done these interviews. She's finally being asked questions about it. It's not jiving with reality. She's like, we cut him off. Ghislaine Maxwell was front row at your daughter's wedding, years afterwards.
And there weren't many people at the wedding.
Yes,
There
that's
were not
right.
many
Yeah.
people at that wedding. It would be different if there were, it was like the presidential inauguration and you found Maxwell in the crowd. This was a very small, very exclusive crowd at the wedding, and Ghislaine Maxwell was there, which is not an admission of guilt.
Sure.
But then she did an interview a few days ago and said, "Well, I just barely knew her." Well, I don't know that that's believable. You barely knew someone, but you had her front row
Right.
in a very exclusive, very small wedding.
Yeah. Okay. Prince Andrew coming in or no?
Well, our subpoenas aren't any good off the United States territories.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the Virgin Islands is a U.S. territory. Our subpoenas are good there, but I'm watching very closely what's going on in Britain. Remember, this is something that gets lost in translation. What the British authorities have arrested Prince Andrew or brought in Prince Andrew and brought in the former ambassador of the United States from Britain. It wasn't on sex crimes. It was on potential treason, which goes back to the question we mentioned earlier. Was he an asset for the United States or for Israel or for Britain or for Saudi Arabia? Was he a double agent? Was he a triple agent? I mean, because if he were, a lot of these prominent officials in the Obama administration, his top counsel, his general counsel in the Obama administration was probably communicating with Epstein more than anyone all the way to the end.
She has the most emails with him.
She
Kathy
never
Rumler.
stopped communicating with him.
Yeah.
And she had access to a lot of information.
Yeah.
And there are people in a lot of administration, Larry Summers. There are a lot of Obama people. There are a lot of Clinton people that were very close with Epstein. Was he getting secrets from them? Was he monetizing those secrets? I mean, this is a question about national security, and it's this investigation's about so much more than human trafficking, which is bad enough. But again, there's so many questions, and I think these depositions with Hillary and Bill Clinton on the Republican side, we get an hour, the Democrats get an hour, we get an hour. I think you're going to see many, many hours of questioning of the Clintons, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. How many times have they ever sat down and answered questions?
I mean, you got them spooked. I'm watching these interviews. You can tell they're rusty. They've never had to answer questions about this, which is remarkable.
Well, that's the thing. They've never answered questions. And people say, well, what about Trump? Are you going to bring Trump in? Trump answers questions every day. I haven't seen who all he's done interviews with today, but I guarantee you somebody's asked him about Epstein today, and he's answered the question. You never see Bill Clinton answer questions about Epstein, but now he's gonna have an opportunity to answer a lot of questions.
Okay, Bill Gates? No,
Bill Gates, man, that's something we're looking at. We've if you look at the two main co-conspirators or two main people that we know provided a lot of money for Epstein, Lex Wexner, who we deposed last week.
What was that? And
Leon Black, who we're going to probably bring in for a deposition very soon. These two people accounted for the overwhelming majority of Epstein's wealth, according to the documents and financial records that I've seen. Mm-hmm. So I think those two have a lot of questions. Now, the Wexner deposition lasted for hours, and you see it. We've made it public. There really wasn't any information out of there. If he, was he telling the truth? I don't know. There's no evidence to show that he lied, but he's trying to say, well, I never knew him that well. Well, you put him in charge of a trust. But again, Wexner had billions and billions of dollars, and he let Epstein manage, 40 or 50 million. That sounds like a lot to most people, but to a guy worth $9 billion, that's really not that much money.
Did you hear? And I'm going to curse. I'm going to use the actual statement. Did you hear his lawyer say, "I'm fucking kill you"?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah. Well, every lawyer would advise their client to say as little as possible in a deposition, and he was pretty long-winded, but or he could have been like, don't commit perjury. Yeah. Because if he lied under oath to Congress, that's perjury, and he will be referred to the Justice Department. So we're reviewing all of his answers, and we had hoped to get more out of Wexner.
Yeah.
But these men are, you talk about George Mitchell or some of these men, they're over 80, and some of them are over 90 years old. These crimes committed years ago. Yeah. If evidence was never destroyed, it's hard to put stuff together that happened decades ago and your only living witnesses are in their late 80s and early 90s.
I know that you're up against a hard out. I just please, I beg forgiveness from your team and staff. One more, because we got to do the bridge here. It's very critical. Alien versus Predator. All right. So this is the Epstein versus the Aliens bridge. What's going on with that? You're like the king of disclosures. You're the king of transparency. What's going on with the alien stuff?
With the aliens?
Is this like I'm
shiny
object thing? Or
we've had several hearings with the UFOs in my committee. That they weren't led by me. I delegated that to Anna Paulina Luna and Tim Burchett and some of your frequent guests. So I'm going to yield to them. They know more about UFOs than I do. I'll tell you what, of all the hearings we've had, and the media, they hate the Oversight Committee because we try to go. They hate me. We try to go after waste, fraud, and abuse. And according to the Democrats, there's no waste, fraud, and abuse. So we had this UFO hearing, and I thought they're going to just make fun of me for having this. It's the best press the Oversight Committee's ever had. It was conservative press, MSNBC, every right-wing blogger, every left-wing blogger in the world was like, oh, this is a great hearing. This is a great hearing. I thought there was less answered in that hearing than any hearing we've ever had. And some of the witnesses, I don't know how they got through the TSA to come testify. But it was a great hearing, according to the media. So I never know what the media is going to say about our hearing.
You didn't see anything in the classified setting that spooked you?
I haven't, but the president raised that issue again, and man, our phone started ringing off the hook when he said he's going to disclose more information. So Luna and Burchett would be the two on the Oversight Committee to ask that question to.
All right, we'll see if he talks about it tonight. You think he's going to?
Yeah, I don't think he'll talk about that, but he might. I bet if he talks about it, it's not on the teleprompter.
Okay. Yeah, good luck.
The worst job in the Trump administration is the poor guy that operates the teleprompter. Because I've stood behind him in the Rose Garden when he does a press conference, and he'll be reading it, and you can tell he's reading, and it's going flowing really good. And then he'll stop and he'll turn, and he may go off for 3 minutes, he may go off for 10 minutes, he may go off for an hour. And then all at once he'll start reading the teleprompter again, and that guy's got to sit there and start scrolling down again. So I wouldn't want the teleprompter job in the White House.
Have you ever heard the poem "The Snake"?
Yeah.
That's how it goes. We'll see tonight. They're saying it could be a 3-hour banger, so get ready. Hope you got your Zen.
Well, it'll be the most entertaining State of the Union because he's a funny guy. He's a man's man, and that U.S. hockey team being up there, that's going to drive the Democrats crazy.
It's going to be
they
wild.
can't stand it.
Going to be wild. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
All right, good luck
Appreciate
this week. Pray for Chairman Comer, Bill, and Hillary Clinton in 24 hours before his committee. Yep. Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just an unbelievable lineup tonight, and we have the senator from the great state of Pennsylvania. Senator McCormick is here. Thank you so much for being here, Senator. This
Good
is
to be
great.
here with you.
Yo.
How long are you thinking? How long you think this speech is going to be?
Man, I got Red Bulls, like a lot of them. You know, got some Coke Zeros.
The betting markets are going
Yeah, I got a lot. I mean, well, I guess we will see. Like there's a lot of good hockey players in Pennsylvania, up in like sort of, you guys have a pretty cold border up there near the top. It's going to be rowdy with Team USA. I don't know if you've seen them. Have you seen them yet?
No, I haven't seen them yet.
Okay.
No, I'm hoping to get a chance to go shake some hands. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Got some guys from Pennsylvania, I think, on the team. I was reading through the roster.
Yeah, 2 guys from Pennsylvania. And listen, I mean, I was there. You're too young. I remember the 1980.
No way, Lake Placid.
It was incredible. I mean, I was a teenager at the time, and it was just.
You were there?
No, I wasn't there in person, but I was watching it. It was just, and I had that same feeling again of just unbelievable pride, unbelievable sense of the underdog wins again. Those kids are all full of grit and resilience. They weren't going to give up. It was awesome.
They had the teeth hanging out and everything.
For sure.
That's so awesome.
It's like a Penn State wrestling match.
Battle scars. That's right. Battle scars.
Exactly.
Okay. You going to the national championships for wrestling?
I
Weren't you
think
there
that
with
was-
Trump last year?
I was there with Trump.
Dude.
Yeah, that was we got a lot of work done. We sat there for about 3 hours. He was supposed to leave in an hour and a half, and I said, "Hey, Mr. President, it's time for you to go." He goes, "Trump's not leaving." Trump wants to say, it's not going to say Trump.
The third person. It's referring to yourself as the third person.
So the people are coming off the awards stand, and they're all coming over and getting selfies with the president. Of course, they're walking right up to him. And the last match, as you remember, was this guy that came out against an Olympic gold medalist, and it was a huge underdog and beat the Olympic gold medalist.
For real.
Stood up and saluted the president, and the president leaned over and said, "The best sporting match I've ever been to."
Electric. Just electric. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to see some of that. I mean, we're going to see some of that tonight. Is the team going to come down? Is the team going to walk in with him?
I don't know.
Okay. No idea. Okay. All right. Pennsylvania, stand proud. Okay. So what are we going to hear tonight? We know that the Senate was briefed by Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
And was briefed by the CIA director today. And then they're moving all these rigs. They're moving all of the 65% of the deployable assets in the American military are now surrounding Iran. It's like a little obvious here. Are we going to expect like an announcement tonight? Do you have any read-in on this?
I don't have a read-in.
What do your constituents want to see happen?
I think, well, listen, I'd say two things. We'll come back to this. I think the president will talk about his record, which is extraordinary. I want to come back to that in a minute. But on Iran, we should make no mistake. This is a regime that has blood on its hands, American blood. Thousands of Americans killed by the terrorist proxies that Iran supported, Hamas, Hezbollah, Khobar Towers. All of this is from Iran. Number two, this is a country that has committed itself to trying to destroy America and Israel with nuclear weapons. So that's what we're dealing with here. And I think what the president is doing is just tightening the noose. The regime has shown itself to be bankrupt economically. 80% of the people are in poverty. Bankrupt morally, protesters in the street, bankrupt militarily. And the president's just squeezing. And I think we're going to see regime change, is my guess, by the end of the year. I think if the military is used, it'll be used in the way it was used in Venezuela and previously.
They're going to discombobulate them?
Very strategic, very targeted, no boots on the ground, using this superior capability that America has shown. I'm not sure that that's what's going to happen, but I think it's hard to trust that even if Iran came to the table tomorrow, that they're going to be a trustworthy partner. But listen, I wouldn't rule out the possibility of President Trump getting a last-minute deal. Yep. But I also think he's committed to making things happen one way or the other.
We just hope that he doesn't take the eye off the ball with domestic policy, with the future for young people. Young people want a future here in this country and not, in a sand pit somewhere else 5,000 miles away. I know the young men in Pennsylvania feel that way. They also, it's amazing. Your election in Pennsylvania decided by a very small number of votes. Yeah. Pennsylvania's had let's just say some screwy election results and some goofy election results. We've tracked a number of stories of broken machines and incorrect tabulations. So critical for the SAVE Act. Yeah. We just want to thank you for being on board like right away with the Save America Act and supporting it. Where is it right now in the Senate? Will there be a talking filibuster? You have 50 votes.
Yeah. Well, first, no one knows the importance of every legitimate vote counting to me. I lost my first race by 900 votes. I won my second by 15,000 out of 7 million cast. So this is a huge, huge thing. 50% of Americans more don't trust on our elections. So we've got to fix that. The Save America Act fixes that by ensuring that legally, it's already a requirement by law, that a person has to prove their citizenship before they register to vote. Seems pretty basic. Second, that when they show up, Just like when you show up to buy beer, when you show up to get on an airplane, when you show up to give blood, you got to show an ID. Those are the two requirements. And that's what the Save America Act does. It's an 80-20 issue.
Yes.
And the Democrats resist it. We've got to make them stand on the floor of the Senate and defend their opposition. If a body of 100 can't get 60 votes for an 80-20 issue, we're completely dysfunctional.
So you're going to do it, the talking filibuster.
I'm for the
Okay,
talking
good,
filibuster.
good.
I'm for them defending this position, which is, I think, indefensible.
You have someone who's very defensible,
Yes.
guest here with
I got
you
my
from
guest,
the
yeah.
coal mining industry. Is it from the coal
Steel,
industry?
US Steel.
It's U.S. Steel.
Yeah.
This
Jason
is something
Zuga.
that's been
Yeah.
brought back.
He's here. He's,
I think we
he's-
can.
he-
Yep.
He's
All right.
he's
Good.
he's a good fan, but he's a really important person to have as a guest.
I know. I know we want to be respectful of everyone's time, but perhaps like maybe just like an introduction. And what is this is man, gentlemen, this is what people want to see.
Yeah, why don't you?
People want to see like American manufacturing back. People want to see like American grit and steel back. They want to see American coal mining back. All of the great things that Pennsylvania is known
This is
for.
one of the biggest things that has happened in Pennsylvania. So this is Jason Zugai. He was the president. He's now the vice president of the local United Steelworkers Union 2227.
Nice.
And these are the guys that were at the
Just let me-
rallies
yeah.
with President Trump. Perfect. They were at the rallies with President Trump. And President Trump initially, why don't you go on over, Jason, have a seat. Initially was initially opposed to the Nippon deal. After reviewing it and really making it better, Nippon did this deal with U.S. Steel. And this was incredible. This saved steelmaking in the Mon Valley. It's been a huge boost for advanced manufacturing across the country. $14 billion of new investment. This is one of the many things President Trump delivered to Pennsylvania. Jason, maybe a word on
Jason, I'm just gonna put the mic over here to you, man. It's all yours, man. What's the president done for manufacturing in this country, bringing steel back to America? Can't win a war without steel.
That's right. You have to have steel in America. So he approved the merger between Nippon and United States Steel, $15 billion investment and for purchase it, and then another $14 billion to invest into all the facilities and improve steelmaking in the United States, which is huge for us.
People are going to say, yo, you're a union member. There's no way you'll vote Republican. And there's no way any union will back a Republican. What do you say?
It's not like that anymore. I mean, it's the majority of the men and women that work in my facility here vote Republican. Yeah. So I met the senator at a Trump rally before the election, and I was telling him everything that I could say about the deal and trying to get him on board, and told me when I get elected, you'll be my first meeting. I was his first meeting. We talked. He took it from there, got in Trump's ear. We talked, many times throughout it, and the president signed the deal, made it official. So we're forever grateful for the senator and the president.
And I can't tell you, Benny, what a big deal this is for Pennsylvania, but what a big deal it is for the country to be back on our front foot on domestic steelmaking. And it goes across all of manufacturing. It's happening in Pennsylvania. This is one good example. There's data centers, there's energy infrastructure. Hanwha bought the Philadelphia shipyard. We see this with Eli Lilly just announced a new plant in the Lehigh Valley, $3.5 billion of investment. Westinghouse just got an order for $85 billion worth of nuclear reactors. This manufacturing renaissance is happening in Pennsylvania. It's happening across the country. It's happening because of these policies. It's creating great jobs. Nippon U.S. Steel was the first of many things that have just in the last year. It's been remarkable.
It's fundamental. It's fundamental, honestly, to America first. Like the way that Pennsylvania goes. Everybody wants to say Florida, my Pennsylvania, please, right? Like I've been to Pennsylvania, traveled to Pennsylvania, always go there to watch my Hawkeyes get their asses kicked in wrestling. Sucks for me, but it is. It is.
This guy knows wrestling too.
My man, it is a great. You guys are gonna have a great year, man. Like, just legends. Kale's the legend. Final question. What do you want to see from your state, from the people of Pennsylvania? Obviously, a great energy state, great grit state. So many hot button issues that go through the country, travel through Pennsylvania. Sort of like the future of young men in this country, the future of young people in this country. As Pennsylvania goes, quite frankly, the keystone. So will the rest of the country go. What do you want to see quickly from the president tonight?
Well, I want him to talk about the successes we've had. I want him to clear the record here on the remarkable things that are happening, and then double down on these policies. The Congress needs to go hand in hand with the president on permitting reform, on housing reform, to make sure that the American dream is available for every working family in Pennsylvania and across America. We're well on the way based on Trump's first year in office. We need to continue to keep that pressure on. We shouldn't back down one bit. We are on the side of right, and we're making huge progress. here's a guy that's living it and can vouch for that.
Sir.
That's right. Same thing. We've come a long way with these investments for Pennsylvania. We just want to keep continuing getting as many investments as we can.
All right. And look at that. I get a credit for a boom mic operator. That's right.
You're multifaceted.
You know what? When I was chanting, I would just want to thank you for not judging me, because there's a lot of videos of me chanting "Stop the Steal." I didn't mean your kind of steal. Okay. I didn't mean that. I like your kind of steal. I don't like the other steal. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good to see you.
God bless you, Senator.
Thanks for having us.
Senator.
Appreciate it.
All right. Congratulations also for the Facebook role.
Yeah, how about that?
For the family. That's really special and critical.
My station.
My man. All right. Okay. Who we sending in? All right. Hey, Congressman Burchett, come on in. He's got the. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not holding up now. There we go.
Got to sit back here and hang out with Senator
He's
Kennedy.
got the Carhartt.
Sitting with Senator Kennedy, man. He's like, he's kind of a faith healer. I was wanting him to lay some hands on me.
He's got that. He's got that revival energy.
He really does.
He's got that the way, like in a different life. I think he's a reincarnate of just one of those Southern tent preachers, right? Who just comes in, delivers the word of God.
Reincarnate. I think he is one. Everywhere I go, what do they say? We think you're pretty funny, Tim, but man, that's Senator Kennedy. I'm like, hey, dude,
okay,
give me a complex. Hey, can I say hello? Can I say hello to my buddy a buddy of mine back home who is the American dream. His name is Clay Spencer. Clay he's a wonderful friend to me and my wife. He's had a rough go at life, and he is making the best of it. Got 2 jobs in school. He takes care of his Nana, and she's a wonderful Christian lady as well. And he's a good Christian dude. And he helps me make skateboards sometimes. He comes by the house. He's just here's a guy that it could be getting a government check, but he's in school down at Pellissippi. He works at the school, and he works at the Roadhouse, which we call the Toad House. But so he's watching tonight, and I just want to say hello. He is a very good guy, and he loves your show.
You got salt of the earth in your district, man. Knoxville. Been there a couple times. Salt of the earth, real Americans that actually have real problems. I know that everyone's talking about bombing Iran, and I would love for you to maybe split the difference here, because if there's this kind of call, especially from young people, about focusing on the domestic future of America and the future of our people, and I would love to see sort of a balance tonight, because all of the buzz on my timeline is we're going to bomb Iran. The stealth bombers are already there. How do you think the president strikes that balance to tell the gentleman in your district? I'm sorry, what was his name? Clay. To tell Clay that I have your back, right? The pothole in front of your house is worth more to. I want to fix that problem instead of making some pothole in the Middle East.
I agree, and I think President Trump understands that. We had a nice conversation this morning, and I expressed to him, the Trump way has been through economics. We always got our military in our back pocket if we got a strike. But that's how he's solved everything. He's a businessman, and he gets it. He goes to these countries and says, y'all play ball or we're cutting you out of the deal. And that's what he does. And, I'm sure he talks a little harsher than I do, but he gets it. I mean, if I always say, can Trump handle these people over here? I said, dude, Trump's handled Teamsters in New York City. I think he can handle some of these third world countries. And I believe that's what he's going to do in Iran. But Iran's a different situation. We dropped one bomb from 30,000 feet down a hole the size of a refrigerator door, and we eliminated them as a nuclear threat. Now, granted, probably China and some of our enemies are probably backdooring, trying to get them back in that business. But the reality is Trump knew what he had to do, and he eliminated a threat, and no Americans lost their lives, which to me, all his military operations, when he took out Maduro or whatever down there, we did not lose a single American. And I think God's got his hand on this president. I really do. He's, as I've stated many times, he's not going to teach my daughter's Sunday school class down at Baptist Church down there on Tazewell Pike. But yeah, it would.
Senator Kennedy could.
Yeah, Senator Kennedy could. But he has our interest our best interest at hand, and the world's interest, because I think he gets it. As a businessman, as whatever, it's real, and I'm honored to be in Congress and to have him as our president.
So
What is the economic message that you want to hear tonight?
I think, first of all,
I mean, if you were on the phone with him, I know I don't want to be rude and ask a gentleman like yourself to disclose a private conversation.
Well, maybe it's different with Senator Kennedy, but I listen a lot when I'm on with President Trump. And I mean, I'm trying to soak up the historical significance of the fact that some little redneck from West Hills, the 435th most powerful member of Congress, is talking to the most powerful man in the world, and he calls me by my first name. I think that to me is kind of, and I think about my mom and daddy. I think about them, daddy fighting in the Pacific, my mama flying an airplane when she's 17 years old during the Second World War because her brother got killed by the Nazis. And I think about all those things. I think about the hardworking people back in Tennessee. But I think what I think about when they talk about the economics of the situation is he closed the dadgum border, Benny. And you know, when I was mayor of Knox County, we had a small school that had, I think, around 200 kids in it, one of our inner city schools. And I was always shocked that the English as second language, there's between 15 and 20 different languages. Now, that's a cost on the taxpayers. When these folks go into an emergency room, guess what? They're getting health care because we've got the best dadgum health care in the country. And you and I are going to have to pick up the tab. And I mean, these costs are added on to everything. And when the crime, of course, somebody loses a life or a kid gets raped by one of these dirt bags, you know, I don't think we ought to send them back to their country. I think we ought to send them to hell, personally. You know, short piece of rope and a tall tree. And I'm not being black, you know, because I've dealt with this a lot when I was in the state legislature, these issues like that. And I think Trump gets it. You know, we're leading the world now in gas and oil production. Inflation is fairly stagnant right now compared to under the Biden administration. You don't hear the Democrats or the liberals in the media talking about the price of gasoline or the price of eggs. Why? Because they've come down. And we still got some issues. We got some issues to deal with. And I know people are unhappy or they're uneasy with the tariffs. But in 1914, when I believe when the income tax came in, we weren't paying any taxes. It was all coming in by tariffs. And we could literally foresee a day if we could just stick with this president. I think he gets it. He has our interest at heart, and carry this thing through. We would be in much better economic shape. And the Dow Jones at 50,000, you know, it's remarkable.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't carry forward a message from James Comer, who was here just a few minutes ago, and he said you have to ask Burchett about this. He says, I ain't going to answer your UFO question. Birch is going to answer it.
UFOs.
So he punted it. And he said, you ask that man and you do it right now. He answered like 50 Bill Clinton questions, but he said, you give it to Burchett.
Yeah, so
this is me just doing my job.
Chairman's my buddy. He's a good man from Kentucky. Yeah. I just want to know what we're spending tens of millions of dollars on. I don't know if there's little green men or flying saucers out there. I've talked to the best pilots in the world, which are American military pilots that fly $500 million worth of aircraft in an incredible amount of training. And they've told me, one guy said, Birch, that thing was 14 feet from my canopy. Or he said, Tim, actually. And I've talked to an admiral who had an instance. I've talked to military men and women. I've talked to just regular Americans. Something's going on, Benny. And, you know, the Bible talks about it as a, you know, God created the heavens and the earth. And also it's Ezekiel saw the wheel. If you read first chapter of Ezekiel, it pretty much describes a UFO. It talks about a wheel within a wheel. Now, you know, the classic UFO is the saucer shaped and there's something on top. And I've never seen anything. I've not seen any. Well, I take that back. I've seen things, but that's since I've been in Congress and I'm not allowed to discuss this. I would just hope that the president would disclose everything that I've seen in every skiff I've been in and in every confidential conversation, every picture I've seen, every video I've seen. I wish that he would release all those.
Would that change the world? I mean, would that change people?
No, I don't think so. I think we just realize that we're one grain of sand in 100 million beaches. And I mean, if you think we're the best that God can do, I think you greatly underestimate God.
Wow.
So
Donald Trump said, like Barack Obama, he's sharing classified information. When Obama goes on a podcast like this and goes, aliens are real, you know, and here's where they're not being kept.
And then he backtracked.
Which is very, you know,
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I know if I die right now, I'm a Christian. I'm going to heaven. Mom and dad are going to be waiting on me and it's going to be a great reunion.
Yeah.
And I'll be with Jesus. I'll be with everybody. But I'm not worried about it. I do not worry about it. if they have this incredible technology and wanted to get us, I think they'd already gotten us. So I don't think that's a worry. So, you know, and I know people make fun of me all the time about this issue, but it has polled over 50%. I've been in rooms with doctors and lawyers, fellow members of Congress that have seen things, that believe in it, and they just don't want to say it publicly. And I'm just an idiot, I guess. So there's your sound track. There's your sound bite. I'm an idiot. Everybody already knew that. Senator Kennedy already told me that when I walked in. Burchett, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I know you. I know you're a Christian man. Final question: does this? Anna Luna says these are spiritual entities, and I think our audience. We polled the audience when Trump announced this, and they tend to believe this as well. Do you?
I don't know. She's quoting the book of Enoch, which is one of those books that's not included in our Bible, in the current Bible. And you know, and I've read those chapters that describe whatever associating with our females and things. So I don't know. I'm not, again, I'm where I need to be spiritually, and I'm not worried about demonic forces in my life. I worry about them in some of my friends' life, but honestly, I do not worry about it. So I just want to know what we're spending the money on. That's our role in government. And it is never the role of government to decide what you or I should be able to handle. I think that's wrong.
Okay. More disclosures. All right.
Trump's the guy. Transparency.
Maybe it'll happen tonight.
You, brother.
Maybe it'll happen tonight, Congressman.
I doubt it.
Just roll on up.
I think. I think.
You just have the fight. You can do an Oprah.
I think
you do an Oprah thing. Everyone reach under your seat. There's a UFO disclosure.
Everybody gets a UFO.
Everyone gets.
I wish she'd hop on a UFO. Anyway. All right.
Okay. What are you going to say? What are you going to say to the rowdy Democrats? What are you going to say if some Democrat starts running their mouth?
I'll put them in their place just like I do usually. I don't care. I'm not afraid of them.
What if it's your homegirl AOC? She's like your friend.
She's my friend. I mean, I don't agree with her on a dadgum thing. We came to Congress together. I mean, I came to Congress with Omar. She's a friend, but I want to know. I requested from Intelligence Committee to find out about her immigration status. I'm tired of the talk. Just one way or the other. Let's just get it out there.
You think she's an alien?
Illegal? Or are you talking? Yeah. No,
who knows?
I don't know. I just want to know. And I'm tired of everybody talking. It was a three sentence letter. I told my guys, I said, I don't want a bunch of fluff. None of your usual, Chairman, thank you for your hard work on all your great. I just said, just write the dadgum letter and cut it down. And I just want to know. And so wrote it in January 7th, I believe. And I still haven't heard back, but I'm sure they'll get to it.
We'll find out.
That thing that just ran by you, you know what that was? A glacier. That's Congress right now. See you, Benny. Love you, buddy.
Thank you.
How many babies you got? You got one on the way?
I got 5, baby.
4.5?
5 in 5 years. That's right. The South's been good for us.
No, I mean, did you have one on the way?
Yes.
Okay, so you got 6?
So this is announcing number 5. We have
4
right now, and my wife's pregnant.
Well, I love you, brother, and everybody loves you back in Tennessee. Every time.
That's right, man.
I seen you on that Benny show. I saw you at the Walmart.
More Christians, more Americans. Thank you. See you in there. You gonna wear the Carhartt?
No, it's against House rules. Although Democrats were allowed to wear their jackets when they were in leadership, they were in the majority. And I said, what about them? And he said, well, he's chairman. He's a Democrat. I can't say nothing to him. But
they wear all outfits all the time. You can't wear this.
I'm gonna take it off. It's just cold. These Yankees keep these buildings cold.
Okay. It says Senator Kennedy.
Benny, how are you, man?
Honor.
Nice to see you.
That's an honor. Thank you for being on the program.
Thank
you for being on the show.
Tim's what cool looks like. He's a great guy.
Many people would say that about you. Some people have said he's the Senator Kennedy of the House. That's what.
Well, I don't know. Some people say other things about me too, but every now and then, one of my friends will ask me, "How do you sleep at night, knowing some people don't like you? In fact, hate you?" Tell them the truth with the fan on. You just can't. This is the business we've chosen. You look well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Senator. I look well because I hear that we have 50 votes for the SAVE Act, that Save America Act in the Senate. I have a question for you.
Sure.
And maybe you could elucidate for me. You seem like you're a wise man of the Senate. How are Democrats going to use their ID? Senate Democrats are going to use their ID to vote against voter ID. How does that work?
That sort of cuts to the chase. That's a very good question, Ben.
Because you do have an ID to vote in the Senate. Is that correct? You probably have one on you right now,
Yeah, I
right?
do. It's right
okay.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, this is a situation where the Democrats, my Democratic friends, are against it because the president and Republicans are for it. And I use this analysis or this parallel. It wasn't that long ago that many of my friends wanted to sit around and debate whether a man can breastfeed. Remember those days? And you go, what? Speaking of UFOs, what planet did you parachute in? But they get so caught up in the moment. The American people, they don't read Aristotle every day, Benny, because they're too busy earning a living, but they're plenty smart. They know they have to show their ID everywhere. And it seems eminently reasonable to them that you should have to prove you are who you say you are when you vote. And one way of doing that is with an ID. And I've heard many of my people back home say this way, my people in Louisiana are very practical. They're used to showing an ID. And I've had them tell me, look, if somebody can't figure out how to get an ID, they shouldn't be voting anyway. I mean, that's kind of the bottom line. And I think my Democratic colleagues have gotten themselves in this box, and it's absurd. It's like trying to defend, I was watching our mayor in New York, trying to defend people throwing the snowballs with real anger and trying to hurt the cops. You know, always just a snowball fight. They get themselves in these impossible positions, and that's why the American people are so upset with many of them.
Senate gonna do a filibuster or gonna do a talking filibuster?
Well, I don't know yet. We've had
there's
been a lot of discussion about the talking filibuster, which I don't completely understand, but Senate Republicans have talked about it, to my knowledge, one time, Benny. Week before last, we had a luncheon. We meet 3 times a week for lunch, all the Senate Republicans do, as do the Democrats. And we'd set aside an hour to talk about the so-called talking filibuster, because I don't understand it. And something else came up, and anyway, we only spent about 20 minutes, and we all agreed to be continued. So the first thing we've got to do, Senator Lee seems to know the most about it. I think he came up with the concept. And we need to just sit down and talk, spend a couple of hours so they can explain it to everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'd love to see it done. I mean, obviously the American people.
I mean, maybe I'm naive, but I still want to try to convince some of my Democratic colleagues to vote for it. In their heart, they know we're right.
Right.
They know we're right. I mean, it's just their position is patently absurd.
I don't know how they defend the indefensible. I don't know how you do it, even if, you're John Fetterman.
Yep. No, I think John might vote with us.
Yeah.
And I listened to your discussion with Tim about UFOs. I don't know if there are aliens out there in space, but I know this: when they drive by Washington, D.C., they lock their doors. This place is crazy. Though I wish your camera could pan. This is a nice office you got here, Ben.
It is a beautiful room. We did a little tour to start off the show. We showed everyone.
Nice, man. You got your own dishware up there.
Ooh, man.
It's pretty cool.
I know. We're thankful for the Speaker of the House for getting us this room. It's
Mike's
very
a great
nice.
guy.
I don't deserve it. Although in the golden era, there is a lot of gold in this room.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. So is there going to be, is there any gold in Fort Knox? Do you know this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I thought at one point somebody was Rand Paul was talking about it, making a big deal about it. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but he demanded a tour, and then all of a sudden he stopped talking about it. I have no idea.
Got the call.
I mean,
when you get the call, you get the call.
It was gone. I don't know. I'd sort of like to know, though.
The president is going to give a speech tonight, and he's going to obviously do his level-headed best, try and convince Democrats that this first year has been a major success. What do you want to hear of the president?
What I want the president to do tonight is to look the American people in the eye and talk to them about the things that moms and dads worry about. when they lie down to sleep at night and can't. And at the top of that list, it's not the only thing, but at the top of that list, we have to be honest, is the cost of living.
Yes, that's right.
The anxiety that I think many Americans, not just Republicans and independents, but Democrats too feel. They look around our country today and they see too many undeserving people at the top getting bailouts. They see too many undeserving people at the bottom getting handouts. And they're in the middle. And they get stuck with the bill. And President Biden created this inflation, which is the most pernicious form of economic warfare imaginable. And we've gotten it down to 3%. But that's an average, Benny. Inflation is very sticky. That's why it's so pernicious. And people are feeling it. We've done a lot. The president's done a lot. The Republican Congress has done a lot in one big, beautiful bill. So the president needs to tell that story. But he also needs to say, this is what else we're going to do.
Yeah. You mentioned, you name dropped Biden back there. You had to sit through Joe Biden's States of the Union. Can you please explain to the audience what that was like, Senator? What was it like listening to Joe Biden? Kamala Harris up there.
I would rather be forced to listen to OJ jokes for the rest of eternity than to go back through the Biden administration. And I don't say that with any animosity. I don't hate anybody. I didn't and don't now hate President Biden. But it was a clown rodeo. It was so much harm was done in this country. So much money was wasted. So many opportunities were lost. It didn't have to be that way. I think that President Biden was detached. I'm saying that in a charitable way for a lot of the time. And he had a lot of people around him, a handful anyway. Many of them holdovers from President Obama, who just thought they're smarter and more virtuous than everybody else. And they took a hard left years ago and kept driving.
Kamala Harris says she's going to run for president again. Then she said that today.
We can only hope.
Okay. So.
I don't dislike the vice president either. I served with her when I was in the Senate. We were on the Judiciary Committee together. But how can I put? I don't think the vice president has a prayer, and I don't think she'll run. I just don't think she'll run. She had her shot. She missed. It may not be her fault. It may be her fault. I'm a big believer in free will and responsibility. But I couldn't tell you, after listening to her for 109 days, every day, several times a day, I still couldn't tell you what she stands for.
Okay. Real quick, two topics that are very important to the chat as we close here, because I know that you're up against a hard out and want to be respectful of everyone's stuff. You mentioned, you heard me talk with Burchett about UFOs. You know, we've seen many interview clips of you out of this world. People love hearing Senator Kennedy give it to him straight. Okay. So what's going on with these UFOs?
I have absolutely no idea.
Do you have a security clearance?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm not even sure that everything we know has been communicated to our presidents. It's not. I mean, if you completely trust government, you failed history class. And I think there are people within government, I don't know whether it's the CIA or whomever, but I think they have information that has not been shared with the rest of us.
Yeah. The final lesson learned from the Epstein files release. This is the last question. Final lesson learned. What is it? What is it after all this? All this carnage, you know?
For me, this is no country for creepy old men. And right is right and wrong is wrong. And I have supported from the very beginning, full disclosure. And I want to know, American people want to know who, if anyone, these young women were trafficked to besides Epstein. And if there were others, why weren't they prosecuted? And if there are others, why don't we prosecute them now? I've never thought this was about President Trump. I'm not. This is about justice, and I've always believed that. And it's embarrassing. That's an understatement. It's horrible that this man could get away with what he got away with for so long.
Yeah. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton up here. Next 24 hours.
Yeah, really.
Woo. Hopefully you'll be able to slide a few questions under the door.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to watch.
Thank you, Senator.
Good to see you, Ben.
All right. God
Take
bless
care.
you. Have a great time tonight.
Take the rest of the day off, man.
Oh,
You
man,
worked
we're
hard.
just going to sit back.
Give your team.
You guys
here.
got the hard job. You're going to be on camera. Every reaction, every little thing.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Senator.
You look well.
Thank you. God bless you. All right. We got the Texas delegation in here.
See you guys.
All right. The Texas Attorney General,
Sit down there. I'm going to be a few minutes late.
Troy Nels. Look at this. The congressman with the tie. Look at this tie. Look at that.
Time out. Let's go.
Okay.
Hope they don't kick me out of my seat, Billy.
Oh, you're not going to kick you out. Sorry about that. If we're on time, I don't know, guys. Are we not? Oh no.
Okay. We'll get her going.
We go.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, tell us about the tie is amazing.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
Yeah, I'm very sad
That's
that
a
I'm
Trump
very
tie.
sad that you're retiring. I like seeing your brother coming in.
He's
but
going to
like,
be fantastic,
yeah.
Benny. I'm telling you. People,
Sad about it.
And people are voting for him. They're voting for him. He can win 70-30, 75-25.
Yeah.
Open seat like that, you usually have about 10 or 12 in the race. He's only got one. Everybody's behind him. When I called the boss and told him, I said, "Sir, I'm not going to seek a fourth term." I'm not going to tell you what he said. I'm not going to tell you what he said. But when I told him my twin brother was going to run, he was okay with that. He said, "Tell him I'll endorse him right away." When that came out, we knew that Trevor's going to take the gavel. He's going to take charge, and he's going to represent the great 22nd Congressional District of Texas. But I'm up here now. I'm up here for this guy right here, Ken Paxton, the next senator in Texas. He's going to win. Benny, I'm telling you, I was at the polling locations for 4 days. We had early voting, started last Tuesday. Now we're in week 2. People are out there. They're excited for Ken Paxton. They really are. I'm excited for him.
People are nervous online. They're like, whoa, Democrats are outvoting Republicans. What's going on?
Look, who knows? We won't know till it's in. Sometimes Republicans vote later. That's been more of a trend because they don't trust early voting. So you'll see a lot more Republicans voting on election day than you do Democrats. We'll see in the end. We don't know.
Is Stephen Colbert going to bring you on the show?
I doubt that's going to happen. That was a little ploy to help the Democrats in this war. That was
You
a
should
ploy.
be investigated for that.
That was a ploy.
You should be investigated for that.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a ploy. Apparently, they don't want Jasmine to win the Democratic primary.
And why is that?
I don't know. The powers that be, they wanted Hillary. They didn't want Bernie Sanders. I mean, the powers of the Democratic Party, they control who wins those things. And so I think they really have a play in this, and they don't want Jasmine Crockett to win.
We talk a lot about Texas culture and how critical it is to save the country. You have to have Texas. Texas has to stay red. But there are a lot of investigations and warning signs out of Texas that Texas culture is potentially at threat, right? Everything from criminal immigration to cartels that are destroying Mexico to Sharia law. What's going on in the state of Texas? You were critical in shutting down Epic City.
Yes. And we're still working on that. We were critical in shutting down the border. I mean, it's what I don't remember who said, the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. It's the same in Texas. We have a fight every year, every day to keep Texas free and keep it in a place that people want to come to, that's free and that has opportunity, unlike California and New York and Illinois that have taken that over. The government's taken it over.
Okay. Congressman, what's going on next? What's happening with you? You were like one of our absolute favorite members of Congress. Come on.
Well, I don't know.
You running for governor? What's happening?
Benny, I'm kind of blessed like you. I've got a smoking hot, beautiful bride at home. I do. And she's beautiful and she's retired. She retired last June. I don't know if I told you that, Benny. She retired in June. And when Chuck shut down the government for 42 days, the Schumer shutdown, and he got nothing, by the way. Chuck, you just crush the American people. You got nothing out of it. But spending that time at home with my wife, I realized.
This is a real story.
And it is a fact. And I have a 13-year-old at home. So I get up real early. I have my cup of coffee. I feed my dogs. I started feeding my dogs at 4:30. Dumb. Don't ever do it. Listen, do not start feeding your dogs at 4:30. They don't need a watch. They know what time it is at 4. They look at the moon. I swear. They look at the moon. They get up every time at 4:30. So we get up. We have our cup of coffee. And I look at my beautiful bride sitting across from me. I said, I want to do this more. I want to do it more. And taking my 13-year-old to school was a blessing for me. And I want to spend more time at home. That's a fact, Benny. That's a fact.
How are you gonna help him to prepare for his debate against Jasmine Crockett?
You know what? I hope it's Jasmine. Quite honestly, when I was at the polling locations, I said, if you're a Democrat, vote Jasmine Crockett. She'll be great for you guys. It really doesn't matter because Ken Paxton is going to beat either one of them. He is. I mean, Jasmine Crockett's lost her mind. She's absolutely Looney Tunes. I'm on Judiciary with her, Benny. You can see her. She's absolutely Looney Tunes. So if the left, and they've lost their party's out of control. If they nominate Jasmine Crockett, I'm going to be very, very pleased. Ken Paxton will beat either one of them, but I hope they put Jasmine Crockett in there. I really, really do. It wouldn't even be a match. You don't even have to debate her. You'd be debating like a brick wall. You don't have to debate that woman.
His
But,
advice. I like that.
so he's going to be fantastic. We're really excited to have another center that can stand next to Ted Cruz, and we got a tag team there. What a duo! Ted Cruz, Ken Paxton, representing the greatest state in the union. I'm very, very pleased to call Texas home.
It's a greatest state in the union because it's a bulwark against what's happening in Mexico. This has got to be hit pretty close to home. Most people in Texas have like a cartel violence story. It's amazing. We've been asking our Texas audience, and we have a huge audience in Texas, and everyone seems to have like either know somebody or had a direct cartel experience. And so this is a matter of life and death. You know, we saw what happened in Mexico and what's still happening in Mexico. Americans trapped, Americans potentially taken hostage. It's very dangerous.
Well, there's a reason for that. Joe Biden opened the border up, and they were able to infiltrate our country, infiltrate Texas, build networks all over the country. This didn't happen by accident. They were invited in by the Biden administration. And now we've got a cartel problem, not just in Mexico. We got one in the entire United States. It all goes back to Joe Biden and what he accomplished by opening the border.
Texas build the wall. What do we do? What are we doing to keep Texas?
You know, Texas is partly building the wall, but it's a 1,266 mile border. So we need help from the federal government. It's got to be a team effort. We're willing to play. We want their help as well.
Okay. Gentlemen, I know we're up against a hard out. What do you want to hear from the president tonight? I know you talk with him every day.
I think President Trump's going to need about 4 hours just talk about. So he starts at 9, 4 or 5 hours, just talk about his accomplishments, right? It's going to take 4 or 5 hours. So I hope the American people, I hope you get up, get that coffee. You're going to be up late because we have so many great things. He has so many great things to talk about in the 14 months he's been president. And I think he's going to look into that camera, look at the American people, and says, President Donald Trump, I love you. And I put you first. I put the American people first. I'm committed to this country. I always have. I made promises during the campaign, and I'm fulfilling those promises. I promised the American people I'd secure the southern border. I've done it. I'll fight crime. I've done it. I'm fixing the economy. He's doing it. He's stopping wars across the whole globe. The guy is incredible. 14 months, the greatest president of my lifetime. Historical moment for President Trump tonight.
What do you want to hear?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long list of accomplishments in a very short period of time. But I also want to hear about the future. I want to hear about his plans for the future, because if they're as good as what he's done in his first term in the last 14 months, we've got a great 3 years ahead of us. And I can't wait.
Okay. All right. As Texas goes, so the country goes.
Thank you, Ben.
Gosh, that's a.
I
I just got to tell you, Troy, like Congressman, that was such an awesome story what you just told. I feel that every single day when I leave my kids. You know,
I see your great pictures. You have.
It's like man, how do I maximize the most amount of time? I'm building an at-home office. That's what I'm doing. I'm building an at-home office. I'm like,
that they grow up fast.
That's right.
Next thing you know, they don't kiss you on the cheek anymore when you drop them off to school. They say because they're getting embarrassed. You know what I mean? I am telling you, they grow up fast. But family first. You can be an effective member of Congress and put your family first. We got to do that. Put our families first.
That's right, man. I feel that. Every cup of coffee I have in the morning.
Yeah.
I feel that. God bless you, Congressman.
Bless you, man.
This is what I'm thought. I just glaze for a second. This is the guy. This is the point, right? The guy has his cup of coffee and he says, "Oh, you know what? How about this? I'm going to leave this powerful position." Trump calls me every day. I've been with him when Trump will just randomly call him like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" I'm going to leave that life because I love my family so much. That's the difference. These people that are fossils that live here and die here and like become, Joe Biden style, falling down in the hallway, humiliating themselves. You're not going to be a senator like that, right?
There's no way. Look, I have my 4 kids have gone, and now I'm enjoying my dream.
It's awesome.
If he runs more than 4 terms, I'd come up here in my wheelchair and run against him.
Absolutely.
He can't be up here more than 4. Certainly not.
No
Is that
way.
okay?
That's a deal.
That's a
Let's
deal.
do it.
All right,
Senator.
Thank you. See you down there. See you
All
down there,
right.
guys. We'll be cheering for you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we'll be cheering for you. Stay away from Jazz. I don't know if Jasmine's here or not. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Exciting. Wow, that was a rowdy 90 minutes. This is great. All right. Here we go. I want to make sure now. ALX, do we have the C-SPAN? Wow, that was really fun. 90 minutes. Do we have nonstop? Do we have the? I'm sorry, like chat. I'm just trying to ask the questions that I know that you love. Maybe like Comer didn't want to answer all questions about Epstein, and Burchett didn't want to answer all questions about the UFOs. But we just had to go there. We hit some economic questions. We hit some Iran. We're doing our best to kind of like hit the interests. But I'm not going to leave you hanging, chat. I know we got to hit the UFO and the Epstein stuff. And we got Scott Pressler coming up. We got some more special guests coming up too. So I do want to ask ALX. I'm hearing some sound now here. Yeah. Or maybe we just flip this on. I mean, I think this would potentially, like, I'd be able to hear it straight through his StreamYard. We're doing digital guests now. Scott Pressler. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a mix minus. Okay. Let's work with the earpiece. Why don't we I want to ask ALX about the March of the Senators. So something hilarious is going to happen here in just a few minutes, which is that all the senators are going to get paired up like besties and get marched through the United States House of Representatives. Do we have the actual shot from inside of do we have the C-SPAN shot up? Yeah, let's hear it. Let's do an audio test. We're bringing on a digital test. Okay, great. Okay, so this is the well of the House. You can see what is that? You got a couple guys down there. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is the well of the Senate. So they're lining up. Okay, so they're lining up. Mute this. They're lining up for the March of the Senators, where they're going to take all the senators and they're going to make them besties and they're going to force them all to like march together like a goofy marriage march, and they're all going to have to walk. Here we got the White House. We got Donald Trump coming out of that sound worked great, Klein. So we're just going to do it like that. That's great. We got the Donald Trump emerging soon from the White House and heading over. Here he comes. Okay. Well, wait. Okay. That's Stephen Miller and Boris Epstein hyping up the president. Rad. And Trump. Got all the Secret Service. So presumably Donald Trump's in. So we got Donald Trump coming out of the White House. Let's go. Sometimes he stops, chats a little bit about what he's going to say. This is the A team walking out. I mean, listen, if Stephen Miller just walked out, Stephen Miller and Boris just walked out, then the president is loading up. Because Stephen Miller is the chief speechwriter for President Trump. And he is, carrying the speech with him today. So that we'll have the president emerge here momentarily, and just want to make sure, Klein, that we are set. Okay. Maybe we could pop Jeremy on and then just keep this because I want to get Trump's departure, right? Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna have Trump leaving the White House. Kind of fun. Sit back and watch a little bit, enjoy the show. This comes the sit back and watch and enjoy the show part of the program. Again, the president imminent in his traveling to the U.S. Capitol building to describe the golden era, a golden era that on this program is brought to you by, gold. Advantage Gold we talk about often on this show. Yeah, can we go there? There you go. Sorry, I'm not trying to knock anything over. They were rowdy. They were adding chairs. People were letting her rip. That's great, dude. It was okay, fantastic. Thank you. Fun. Okay, there we go. All right, Jeremy. We've built a Stinger just for Jeremy. We've built the golden era Stinger where we took the greatest moments. Oh, and here comes the March of the Senators. Yeah, I would love to have Jeremy on. So just load up the golden era asset that we have for Jeremy, and please, everyone, welcome Jeremy Bloom on from Advantage Gold. Jeremy, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Ben.
Thanks for rolling with us tonight.
Oh, this is so fun.
It's just like a lot of crazy stuff happening. We just had like a round robin of like 50 different senators and congressmen in here. And we are inside of the Capitol tonight to celebrate year 1 of the golden era. So what has that done for the economy? What's the economy looking like? You know, what's the state of the economy looking like? What do you want to hear tonight from the president, Jeremy?
Well, I'm so excited to hear about his policies and strategies and tactics that he's going to implement over the next 3 years. He tipped everyone off, Benny, when he called this the golden era. Over the last 12 months, we've seen gold prices up over 100% since he took office, which has been incredible. Silver prices are up over 170%. And if anybody watched and paid attention to his first term, we saw that gold prices were up 50% during his first term. So that golden era little hallmark of his is coming true. And the tactics and strategies and his innovative policies, the tariffs, are all strategies to help spur the economy on. And I think they're genius. But what other people are starting to pay attention to, our clients have been taking advantage of this, is that these policies and strategies that he's implementing is creating the perfect storm for gold. And that's why we've seen gold prices continue to go up, and they will continue to go up as he implements these innovative strategies.
And so what do you want to hear from him tonight? Because a lot of people, Jeremy, this is my like kind of split, is that we're going to hear a lot about, I think, foreign policy. The big buzz is about Iran. Is Iran going to get bombed? And I would just caution, obviously, that there's so many people, especially young people in our audience, that want a focus on domestic policy and want to focus on the American future. And I think that's like a critical balance to strike. Obviously, there were so many wars, you got Ukraine and Gaza, and there's so many different things that were going on. And the administration, I think, has heard that message and wants to shift before the midterms to domestic policy. What would you like to see out of that?
Well, I think that he's got to talk about the job numbers reports that have come out, and he's going to be calling for lower interest rates. He's going to be hammering Jerome Powell, I think, over and over about what he can do to spur the economy on, because he inherited this, right? He inherited Biden's overspending and his policies and this bloated government. And he's trying to come in there and clean house and do the right things. And so he's going to be trying to push some of these agenda items, I think, for Jerome, obviously, for the Fed to hear, for the American people to hear. And then obviously on the international front, I mean, this guy is a real deal peacemaker. But Iran is a huge problem, and it's complicated. And so I think that we won't get as many glimpses on what we wish he would say, because obviously he likes to surprise, and he's probably got something up his sleeve regarding that whole situation. But from geopolitical crises, he's solved one after another, but there's a lot of heat on him. And I think that's going to continue. So I'm excited to hear what he's trying to do, what he wants to do to try to combat that. Ultimately, for our client's sake, I want to hear what his economic policies are going to be and how that's going to affect retirements. Because gold and silver have been retirement multipliers this last 12 months in his first year. And I think that the key that I'm going to be like leaning in on are what are the new economic policies, or how is he going to continue to evolve his economic policies? Because we've got the most dynamic president ever. And how is that going to affect our clients? How is that going to affect our clients' retirement accounts? And we want to position them in the best possible way for both protection and growth.
Jeremy, I got to tell you, man, the king of the golden era about to emerge from the White House. We know this because we just saw Dan Scavino and Susie Wiles and Walt Nauta, who is like the president's personal body man, just exit. And now they've opened the door so that President Trump doesn't have to open the door. Here is the March of the Senators. You want to watch this with me, Jeremy? You have some time? This is so great. J.D. Vance just walked through. Okay. And there comes President Trump. Here we go. Donald Trump with Melania walking out. And rolling. We got some Trump music, Klein. We roll out with a little bit of Trump music. Yeah. How about Donald Trump as your president?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, okay.
Future of MAGA is here. Forgiato blow.
Oh, come on. Give me the car shot. Give me the car shot. Because sometimes they have the cameras in the motorcade traveling with the president.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Oh, that would be great to see.
So here's the March of the Senators. There's Senator Kennedy. He was just up here. Dude, he moves fast.
Yeah.
He was out of here. He was great. And there's Elizabeth Warren. Oh, she doesn't have a date. Oh, Liz.
Surprising.
Actually, very unsurprising. She doesn't seem like a pleasant person to be around.
Absolutely not.
No. But it's been good for gold, man. We talk about it every show. The policies have been good. I mean, there's been some instability. You can argue, obviously whether that's good or bad from there's Senator McCormick. He was just up here. Hawley, he's a friend of the show. Collins just supported the SAVE Act. And then here comes all the dorky staffers. And I think maybe we'll have some administration officials up next. I want to just close out, Jeremy. Like, again, there's just been they got bottleneck. DC traffic, classic DC traffic shot here. So they have to walk. They walk from the Senate. It's such a funny tradition. They walk from the Senate down this red carpet straight through the Capitol building. I used to have a show back before we had all this great team and equipment and everything. I would just stand there I know it's an amazing team. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for being a partner tonight. It's been such a wild, fun success. I used to just stand there on the red carpet and ask them, who are you wearing? I would ask like it's the fashion show. Like, I used to just ask all these senators that, and they wouldn't know what the hell to say to me. What? Clothes? Like, what? Lady Bryant.
Oh, that's great.
Who are you wearing? Like they do at the Oscars or whatever, right?
Yeah,
because it's kind of like an Oscars. It's like this is like a kind of goofy tradition, like a red carpet thing.
It's a big night. They actually probably laid out what they were going to wear. They talked about it, right? They're put into it. I like the question a lot. It humanizes them for sure.
What are you wearing? That's where I'd be, man, if we didn't have this. This great program, who we're deeply, deeply thankful for. Our sponsors at America First Policy, and our there's the buzzer inside of the room. We didn't set off the fire alarm. Nobody's smoking in here. Although Troy Nels, who's just on, does smoke cigars in his office. I have smoked a cigar with Troy Nels inside. You can still smoke inside the Capitol, and you can light a fire inside the Capitol. Beautiful fireplace. Here's Mike Johnson gaveling in and then demanding that everybody get seated. President Trump again inbound. You saw the motorcade roll out, and everybody is taking their seats. Okay, Jeremy, we got only a few more minutes here because the president, again, is inbound. He's going to walk in at 9:00. So we got it ready. JD Vance is in the house.
There he is.
Yep, there we go. There he is. What are we the most excited about as far as a fiscal policy to hear tonight? Is there any type of like moonshots that you want to hear? Is there anything for the American economy? You're a big time financial guy. Anything for the American economy you want to see?
I would love to hear anything that he's going to say regarding the jobs, the Fed rate cuts. People have to understand that the Federal Reserve and their rate cuts, that environment and what that does for the economy, what it does for your retirement accounts is massive. So anything that I can hear and I'm listening for regarding him cutting these rates, we're in a rate cutting cycle right now, which causes gold prices to go up historically. This is the fourth one of the century. Each time gold prices have gone up at least 50% during each one of those times. So I'm looking for what is he going to do? What is that shot that he's going to do to inject into our economy? And then he's going to talk about the tariffs. He's going to be bringing up the tariffs. And what exactly is he going to do when it comes to these tariffs? How is he going to implement them? Because again, these strategies are there to help us bring in revenue. So we don't have to raise taxes. American people have to understand what he's trying to do. And again, this is the golden era. And it's causing these actions and these policies are also great for gold and silver.
We will wait and see the golden era there before us. Thank you very much, Jeremy, from Advantage Gold. Thank you for being a partner with us, along with the America First Policy Institute. And join us in person next time, man. It's fun up here.
I'd be honored. God bless you, Benny. Thank you so much, man.
God bless you, Jeremy. Thank you, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We have JD Vance rolling deep. JD Vance rolling deep, taking selfies, snapping a few selfies. I don't know if I've seen a JD Vance Scott Presler selfie. I don't know. Scott Presler, very, very excited to be joining the program. Very excited to be joining the stream. A man who needs no introduction. the great Scott Presler. I'm surprised that you're not sitting up on the stage with the president. You've been on such a rampage, Scott.
Thank you, Benny J. Well, it feels like I live on Capitol Hill at this point. I've been meeting with a lot of those members of Congress, but I'm where I need to be back home in Pennsylvania, and I will be joining a debate watch party imminently. So thank you for having me.
Okay, so so you're back in Pennsylvania. We had Senator McCormick on the stream just a little bit ago, and he's sounds like he's doing great, representing the state. Great. He sold the SAVE Act like really hard. And he was talking about how critical it is to make sure that the SAVE Act gets passed. This is something that you've devoted practically your life to, this side of registering Republican voters. But it's actually your work with registering Republican voters that makes you so locked in for the SAVE Act, right? I mean, because this makes it invalidates all of your work when millions and millions of illegals can vote. Is that correct?
Exactly. You know, I spend all day, every day trying to get out the vote. And I hear constantly from people, Scott, why should I vote if my vote is going to be negated by a fraudulent vote? And it just makes my work that much harder. And at the end of the day, here's what I come to. 2024, we duly elected a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and a Republican White House. And the voters not only expect their votes to be secure, but the voters demand action. And besides hearing, why should I vote? I hear, why should I give Republicans the majority if, when they are in power, they do not wield that majority in order to push forward President Trump's agenda? And so, Benny, tonight, I want to hear President Trump invoke the Save America Act on the floor. And more importantly, I want to hear President Trump invoke that senators must pass the agenda, that the House has done its job. Otherwise, President Trump's not even going to be a 2-year president. He deserves all 4 years. He deserves his agenda to go forward, and the American people demand action.
It was a remarkable thing this morning to have Mike Lee on the program. And Mike said that Scott Presler is an example of what can happen when a single American decides that they are going to pressure this old stodgy body into doing something. And it was one of the kindest things I've ever heard anybody say, quite frankly, in politics. He said that you have a cot and you've been sleeping in the hallways up here. I don't even think that's legal, Scott. But he said that, you know, you've been and I think anybody who's been following online knows that you've been a one-man wrecking crew for this issue. Can you give us, and that's what he said. He said, Susan Collins, there wouldn't be 50 votes without Scott Presler. That's precisely what he said. I'll get the clip and I'll send it to you, Scott.
Wow. Thank you.
Can you tell us and our audience, because this is your first time on recently talking about this.
Yes.
Can you tell us and our audience, how did you do that, Scott? What was the message that you sent to the senators? Many of them, obviously, you know, from states where, some senators that aren't wanting to support the president's agenda. Very hard to get 50 votes on anything in the Senate. How did you do that?
Well, thank you, Benny. Today is day 55 of asking kindly and respectfully for Senate Majority Leader Thune to bring the Save America Act to the Senate floor for debate. But I'm not in this alone. We've had millions of Americans calling, emailing, writing handwritten letters, showing up to meet their members of Congress. And I do believe that maximum peaceful pressure campaign has ultimately gotten on board. Even Senator Thune is now a co-sponsor. As you just mentioned, Susan Collins is a supporter of the Save America Act. But one thing that was invaluable is I have to give a shout out to the Republican Study Committee, which is chaired by Texas Congressman Pfluger. You know what happened, Benny? In the past week, I had the opportunity to speak at the Republican Study Committee before 50 members of Congress. And in the same kind of tone that I'm speaking to you right now, very matter of fact, but deliberate, I told that body, you're doing your job, but it is the senators that if they do not pass the Save America Act and secure our elections and therefore inspire voters to vote, that really it's the Senate's inaction that is putting your jobs, your seats in the House of Representatives at risk. And I think that really kind of sunk in. I was just recently with Mike Collins out of Georgia. He just endorsed the talking filibuster. Lauren Boebert talks about the Save America Act every single day. So the House gets it. But it is all of you at home, the Benny J community, and everyone across America that has been peacefully and respectfully telling their members of Congress, we elected you as the majority, and we are expecting you to wield that power on behalf of us. And we're not done. The last thing I want to say, Benny J, I'm so sorry, is we're announcing a Save America tour. So Senate Majority Leader John Thune, I'm coming to Rapid City, South Dakota on March 21st. I'm coming to Sioux Falls on March 22nd. I'm coming to Wake County, North Carolina, to make sure that we're sealing the deal with Tom Tillis, Senator, on March 24th. And we're going to do peaceful rallies in the backyards of any senator that has not yet come on board with the Save America Act. And of course, we extend that opportunity and invitation to you, Benny.
I will gladly join you. Let's go to the place that's going to make the most ruckus. Obviously, I think North Carolina might be a big one. South Dakota and North Carolina, absolutely. Oh, I would love to do that, Scott. I would love to hit the road. That'd be amazing. I have a ride at those things, and it's been a long time since you and I held the campaign rally together. So let's do that. This is the Save America Tour.
Yes,
this is called
the Save America Tour on behalf of the Save America Act. I thought it was good branding. I thought it works.
Now look at this. Here's Lisa Murkowski here on screen. I'm not sure if you can see the screen, Scott, but here's Lisa Murkowski. She said no. She said no. Many people saying that her election was quite dodgy and a little shady, and maybe that's why she doesn't like voter ID. So the politicians who won in very sketchy elections hate the Save America Act.
Benny, we're coming to Alaska too. And I want to give the chairwoman of the Alaska GOP, Carmela, I want to give her huge kudos because you know what's happening? Ranked choice voting is currently lawful in Alaska. You know what Chairwoman Carmela has done? She worked tirelessly with the grassroots, collected signatures, and this November 2026, Benny, they're going to have on the ballot repealing ranked choice voting in the state of Lisa Murkowski. This is the way that we do it. Grassroots organizing at the state level.
Nice. It's complete garbage up there in Alaska. Ranked choice voting is designed by leftists and Democrats in order to split and destroy any potential America First vote. It's designed in order to get rid of the will of the people so that the will of the special interests and corporations can always win. And the will of billionaires like George Soros can always win. This is why George Soros came up with it. So it's terrible. Well done, Scott. Awesome. I really look forward to that. We have 15-minute warning. Actually, sorry, 13-minute warning right now. Okay, so we're going to hear clearly the president's going to talk about the Save America Act. And I think the president should absolutely talk about how we get that over the finish line. What else do you want to hear, Scott? Nobody is more well-traveled across the country than you. Something that obviously I think hits my heartstrings. And as I watch kind of the drums of war bang for Iran, that's fine. You know, it's fine. But I think that people from Pennsylvania, I know this is where you're from, people from New Jersey, you spent so much time there. I think that these people like really want to hear domestic policies that say the pothole in front of your house is more like fixing that is more important than putting a new pothole in the Middle East.
Amen. Well, at the end of the day, what did the people vote for in 2024? They voted for deportations, removing illegal aliens from our country. And quite frankly, if we deport 20 million illegal aliens, we no longer in America have a housing crisis. And we can bring down cost for young people. We can bring down costs for senior citizens. We're bringing down the gas. We're putting forth energy independence, for securing the border, but how appropriate or how kind of coincidental is it, Benny, that during a partial government shutdown, when the Democrats are putting our country, our people at risk, not fully funding the Department of Homeland Security, you have the cartel in Mexico, our southern neighbor, literally torching the state. Here's what I want to see. If there are any strategists out there in the Congress, I want to see the House of Representatives put forth a bill, basically putting forth a resolution, making the Democrats choose between supporting the cartel and actually supporting the American people. And I want them to force this issue that it is the Democrats that are not funding our country, and any violence that comes to our shores from the cartel, and by the way, the cartel is currently in our country, actively working, is going to be because of the Democrats shutting down our government and choosing politics over people. And I really hope he focuses on that issue of the Department of Homeland Security, because that is at the heart of the majority of Americans. We voted for a secure border. We voted for Kristi Noem. We voted for DHS. We voted to deport criminal illegal aliens.
And we voted for secure elections and voter ID. Hakeem Jeffries was just on, slapping people's backs, right? And ham boning it up. And it's amazing, dude. These guys, we're talking about Senator Kennedy. These guys, they use their IDs to vote against voter ID.
Yes.
What the hell is that, Scott? What is that exactly?
Well, apparently it's racist, right? Why is Hakeem Jeffries not saying that it's racist to vote? I was with Derek Van Orden, a wonderful Wisconsin congressman. He pulls out his ID when he's showing me a tour of the Capitol and Congress, and he goes, "Scott, I cannot vote without this electronic ID." So Democrats need to get their act together, and that's why we're asking Benny for a talking filibuster to bring the Save America Act to the Senate floor, and it's going to have to be Spartacus, Cory Booker, who's going to have to tell 84% of Americans why he is against legislation that 76% of the Black community supports, 82% of Latinos support, 85% of white Americans support, the majority of Democrats, the overwhelming majority of Republicans, and clearly the American people support this bill. So force the Democrats to tell the popular vote why they are against that legislation. It's going to be a slam dunk, and we can fundraise off of that, and the Democrats are going to look so, they're going to engage in tomfoolery trying to talk against it.
Well, I mean, I thought this was a brilliant strategy because a lot of these Democrats don't speak English. Have you ever heard Mazie Hirono talk? You ever heard her talk? She doesn't talk. She doesn't talk in sentences. She don't speak English. I've seen some of these Democrats, they're just walking in. Mitch McConnell, he can't even stand anymore. Mitch McConnell would probably help the Democrats in their filibuster against this. They can't even stand. So you could use that against them. And I think that'd be really special. It's brilliant, Scott. We're just so proud of you. We're thankful for you bringing us to this moment. We got 5 minutes before the President Trump is due. Now, Mike Johnson is going through some of the orders of business for the House. We're going to listen in here, and we're going to say thank you to Scott Pressler. God bless you, man. You're an American hero, bro.
Thank you, Ben.
Saving this
See you
republic.
soon, my friend.
See you.
Bye.
All right, here we go. We're bringing in Mike Johnson. We got Mike Johnson. He's pounding the gavel. He's chatting it up. He just made some big announcement. They still got some dorks rolling in. There we go.
All right. Mr. Speaker, the acting dean of the diplomatic corps.
Uh-oh. So now they do their little thing. Now they got the little diplomatic corps. Whatever that is. Oh, it's Monica Crowley. We love Monica Crowley. Okay, sorry. Not gonna hate on Monica Crowley. So they're gonna bring in the cabinet now, right? You get the cabinet, and I think you get the Supreme Court comes rolling up. Monica Crowley. She's great. We love her. We're going to get our little...
And we are live. The speech and the president should be entering in about 8-10 minutes or so.
Okay.
The dean of the diplomatic corps, by the way, is Percy Kayota. He is the ambassador of Palau, and he has been in office since 1997. The dean is the longest serving ambassador in Washington. It's an honorary title.
No.
But then many ambassadors will attend this. In just a minute, you'll hear the Supreme Court announced.
Hey,
They
look
are
at
next
that.
up.
I'm better than
So
C-SPAN.
This should be interesting to see which of the 9 come in.
Look at that. I called it.
Who do you think will be there?
Oh, man, that's depressing. How many of these have I watched? I don't know.
Will be there.
When I'm able to call these things before C-SPAN, that means I watched too much C-SPAN. Is what that
last
is.
week for his dissent in this tariff ruling. He said
No
Justice
fun,
Kavanaugh's
right?
stock
That's
is
what they
rising.
call me. No fun, Benny.
So
I don't go
anyone.
party.
It would be
I don't go out to the
Justice
bars.
Kavanaugh being
I
among
don't drink
the
anymore.
justices
I don't
there.
go to sports.
And,
I watch
Chief
C-SPAN.
Justice Roberts almost has
What
to
a nerd.
Yeah, I think I was trying to think if he has to.
I'm
or
so
if
sorry.
they
I'm so sorry. You have to.
given that he has to.
I'm so sorry you had to
I think
find
we
out
will
this way.
actually See all 3 of the justices
I haven't
that
seen.
the president.
Why don't we
got
mute
in his
here?
last term, even though
Because
Neil
I want to hear 2
Gorsuch
people
and Amy
talking.
Coney Barrett are not
There's
in the
my
president's
feed.
good graces.
Not C-SPAN's feed. Take that, C-SPAN. Ha! Ha! I drink your milkshake. Okay, so, well, we haven't seen Team USA yet. We haven't seen the hockey team yet. But up in the gallery, this is presumably where they're going to be seated, unless they're going to do something cool, which we've never seen before, which is maybe them walking in. All right, we got this. We got neckbeard right there, but yeah, soon to be Supreme Court justices. Let's see. Yes, Roberts, Kavanaugh. Let's listen in here. Roberts, Kavanaugh, Kagan. Only 4, and Amy Coney Barrett. 4 Supreme Court justices. Okay. Tough week for Trump at the Supreme Court. Tariffs ruling. But that's okay. Boo. The chat is booing Amy Coney Barrett. Boo goes the chat. Baby, we got 3 minutes to Trump. Let's go. So they've seated the Supreme Court. Then they're going to seat the cabinet is going to be next. And President Trump, man, really cool photo. President Trump with the gold medal. Trump, I don't think we should take away from it, but ALX just sent in Trump with the gold medal right there. They popped a gold medal on Donald Trump. It's pretty awesome. All right. Yeah. I don't know, Klein. I mean, I don't want to jump away from the feed here because we're 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. 3 minutes to 9 o'clock. And we are rocking, ladies and gentlemen. We are rocking. Chris Leader is here from America First Policy Institute. He told me he doesn't want to be on camera. We'll see if that holds up. He's the only America, that we've partnered with America First to talk housing policy. We got a number of housing policy questions in tonight. We're going to hear hopefully a lot about housing from the president. And it's always an honor to partner with America First. America First, AFPI helped us with our setup today. Obviously, we are not DC based. They are. And so we're going to be doing a lot of work with them. It's an awesome organization. They're very unsung, but let me just do a quick shout out here. Where do you think the legislation comes from? Where do you think the executive orders come from? Somebody's got to write these things. Somebody's got to actually put pen to paper and get the America First ideas. And there's Usha Vance right there. She's pregnant, right? Usha announced that they are expecting their 3rd child. Glory to God. Beautiful. And America First Policy Institute is one of those just incredible places that's very unsung heroes in Washington, D.C., because they actually Still, the business of this city is done through pen and paper and through words. There's Barron Trump standing there, whispering into his father's ear, "Send the post, father. Send the tweet, father. Father, send the post. Mog them, father. Frame mog them, father. Father, you should be freedom maxing." Uh-oh. Here we go. Here comes the Melania Trump introduction. So Melania's in the house.
She announced earlier that she was bringing.
Yeah, let's get. I mean, we give her. Yeah, she get a little kiss to Barron. Remember when Barron was just a little tyke in the first administration? They grow up so fast. Yeah, that's right. Little Barron with a fidget spinner on the plane steps. We watch this kid grow up. It's crazy being a Trump man. Crazy. Melania looking great off the heels of her smash hit #1 documentary in modern American history, the Melania documentary. And here comes the cabinet. Let's go. Let's listen in.
We knew Secretary
Marco Rubio, Andy Besant, Treasury. Okay, you're going to mark the list? Okay.
Okay.
We'll look, you look,
Hegseth.
we'll mark. You see Mr. Hegseth, Defense, or
Yes,
Department of War?
Oh, I think I see
And
Bondi.
Pam Bondi.
Well, those are the big ones. Not having them in the room would be very.
Yeah, the four, RFK Jr., Health and
Secretary
Human Services,
Turner.
Secretary
Oh, there's Lori
Turner, HUD.
Chavez Ramirez.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy. I
That's
see that they
right.
dropped the charges, though, against her husband.
Oh,
If you're
interesting.
if you go to Politico and type in Labor Secretary, you can read the story. There were some charges filed against her husband, sexual harassment charges, but they have been dropped. There's Linda McMahon.
Okay, yeah, enough of this. I'll do the voiceover. Thank you, Klein. Yeah, it looks like I don't need to hear a bunch of tabloid trash. C-SPAN, come on. Yeah, whatever. We love C-SPAN anyway. There's our friend Lee Zeldin, totally based. Gave us an awesome tour of the EPA. Like some of his first days there. Nobody was in the office. That's wild. Susie Wiles, of course. Russ Vought. And Tulsi, friend of the show. She was on our stream last year, but they didn't allow any of the cabinet secretaries to do any media this year. So it's not like they didn't want to come on the program and say hi to you, but they said, why don't we just sort of rank and file, let the president speak for all of us, and what's up, right? And what's up? Here's RFK. You're just chilling with him and Kid Rock. We got Kristi Noem. Probably not going to get a lot of handshakes from Democrats side of the aisle for Kristi. We got the Kelly Loeffler. She is the small business administration. She's been live in studio with us. She's awesome. She's back from Italy. It's Raisin Cane. Raisin Cane. And Sean Duffy. Yo, do we get like a... Do we get a... Yeah, dude. Do we get a Jared Isaacman? Oh, here it's a CIA director. Somebody grab him and shake him, and I want to see the Epstein files. Grab him. I'm not allowed to advocate for that. Grab him. Ratcliffe. Give us the Epstein files from the CIA and the JFK files. Ratcliffe. We saw him at a Christmas party this year. He's totally nice. Totally nice dude. But come on. Give us the Kennedy files. There's John Kennedy. Robert Kennedy. Total baller. And a selfie taker. Yeah, Steve Witkoff. Kind of like walking out of frame there. Steve Witkoff's chill. Negotiates every damn deal for this administration. ALX, do we see Jared Isaacman is the NASA administrator get to walk in? Did I miss Jared Isaacman? Or does he not do this? Don Jr. is there. So the whole Trump family's there. Whoa. Okay. It'd be really cool. Y'all know Jared Isaacman. He's the NASA administrator. Really rad dude. We will be bringing all of you live with us to the Artemis launch to head back to the moon. We'll be doing that next month. AFPI, you want to come with us? That'd be fun. Okay. I'm sure there's plenty of policy when it comes to space exploration. AFPI, our dear friends here, again, couldn't have gotten this stream done without their team. Massive shout out in the chat to AFPI. You got to check out their work. You got to put pen to paper, the people that actually write the laws in this country. That's why it's critical to partner with them. We can sit there all day and bang on the table and bluster and talk about things we want to have changed. Do you know how you actually have to do it? It sucks. It sucks. You got to write legislation. You got to write executive orders. You got to explain these things to the American people. So, like, instead of just sitting there and bitching and complaining and crying all day in my little podcast studio, we're partnering with the people that can actually get the laws written so we can actually get things done. You've already seen some of the major effects on housing policy, but there are so much more of that to come. So there are two levels. You've got to be able to hit the grassroots level, and this is what we try and do every single day. We make everything from funny memes, cover images, going out into the wild. Man, Jared Isaacman, bro, we just flew on jets with him. He's the NASA administrator. He's flying me in a jet. I'm in like a fighter jet upside down with Jared Isaacman like 2 months ago. So cool. Anyway, of course, we're filming all of it and taking you with us everywhere so you can see and understand the world around you. So you got to gain critical mass. But then you've actually got to have a plan. And the way that plan gets implemented is you got to write that legislation and get it passed. So that's what we're going to do with the SAVE Act. Chris, come on, man. You guys had a big hand in the SAVE Act. You're probably helpful all the time in the SAVE Act. Yes, right. Yeah? Fantastic. Okay. Got to get across the finish line. Chris is over here. He says he doesn't want to be on camera. Chris, you're not going to come in. You're not going to come in and give like a shout out to AFPI? I moved all the cameras. All right. For heaven's sakes. No? Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Well, anyway, we're thankful for our partners, and we're most of all thankful for you. We just want to thank you for watching, for trusting us on this channel to tell these stories, to bring you as much access as we can possibly get. Last year, we had 3 cabinet secretaries on. This year, they shut that down. They said no cabinet secretaries can do any media this year. That's what they told us. So it's too bad. And that's true for all media. It's not us. It's true for all media. I think they'd far prefer them do our show and talk with you than to do CNN. And so look at that. The whole Trump family got Eric and Don there. No sign of Team USA. Please let Trump walk in with them. Please let Trump walk in with the hockey bros. Come on, dudes, walk in with Trump. All right, who's next? Next one's got to be Trump. Let's get some sound.
The President of the United States.
Leadership is behind him.
Let's go. Let's go. You guys. There you go. You've got Republican leadership behind him. Steve Scalise, obviously there. We're in Steve Scalise's office right now, in fact. Very fancy. You got John Thune. You got some Republican senators back there. Donald Trump. These are always funny interactions. Let's listen in. Crank that volume as much as we can. Yeah. Punch me into the corner, Klein. Uh-oh. Selfie takers.
I'm gonna try a selfie.
These guys ham boning it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I will not be doing play-by-play. Will be. Uh-oh. You already got signs. You already got the Democrats holding up signs. Oh, no. And Al Green holding up a sign. All I was able to read was black people on his sign. I could not read the rest of it. What did it say? So Al Green's holding up a sign. Oh, and Fetterman with the handshake. Okay, that's right. Fetterman daps up Trump. Here he goes. Got the George Washington gavel there. We're going to pop off here, ladies and gentlemen, as the president speaks. Obviously, I just want to shout out the chat. Just say we love you. We freaking love you. We love you. We love this country. We're going to save America. We fight for you. You are our priority. You are who we fight for. We're all Americans in this together. This is how we save this country. God bless you. From the bottom of our hearts here at Team Benny. God bless you. Yeah. Looks like it. Trump looks like he's in good spirits. No, seriously, thank you, chat. Okay? None of this is possible without you, and we will always endeavor to serve you.
Members of Congress, I have the high
God
privilege
bless
and
you.
distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Here we go. We love you, chat. Live from Washington, D.C., inside the U.S. Capitol. You can actually hear the roars inside of the building that we're in right now. USA chants breaking out. Here we go.
Well, thank you.
And we're live.
Everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
There she is.
Second Lady of the United States. Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure. Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
USA, USA. Sorry, I'm just too hyped sitting here watching this. I'm already losing my tie. Chat, this is amazing. Chat, this is amazing. I'm sorry. I yelled at Klein. I'm like, I gotta come back on. I've never seen him do this. This is the press gallery. This is where all the journalists are. So Trump walked them into where the journalists are. And he's mogging the journalists with the gold medal hockey
Go
team.
ahead.
So awesome, chat. Look at that. That's Jack Hughes with his broken teeth. That's incredible. Biting that gold medal. What a team. What a moment.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up.
Uh-oh.
But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Nice. Proud moment. Way to go. What Democrats didn't stand up for Team USA? Look at that. There you go. You can see some of them. Democrats sitting. Journalists down bad. Some of the Huffington Post journalists.
They were in the Oval Office before. And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there and they weren't about to say no, because I'd never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Amazing. What a moment. Nice.
Way to go. 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, The one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practiced that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Awesome. Hockey, Libs learning hockey culture is super right wing. Trump hockey maxing, Team USA maxing, Libs gooning.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. Well, what a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, I just had to pop on for that. Sorry, I'll let you watch in peace. Again, a massive shout out to the chat and a massive thank you. This is going to be a rowdy one. We'll pop on for more moments. Democrats barely can find the will to stand up and applaud for Team USA. Woof.
Also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in the first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup. So we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And that is exciting news.
Shout out to the chat. Love you guys. Watch together.
So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday. So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate. And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is Made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. For our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done, and they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly. And 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful, country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own healthcare, which will be better healthcare at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action, but I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase, but a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500. A reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up into thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these oft-forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. and we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Colton was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up. Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again. If they ever had the chance, if they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight, I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. to stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats, 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. Amazing. 7. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome 2 young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both. And Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her. So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people, said the Prime Minister of Pakistan, would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies, have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 3. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily. One meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for $1 more, we can have $1,776. It's going to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said 1776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that, my baby. It's becoming so important. And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter. To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy, come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor. Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years, they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
President, that was a home run.
President. Hey. All right.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
The President of the United States.
Truth gon' be faith and freedom on your TV screen. Stand up strong, battle through the night. The Benny Show's here, bringing liberty to light. From the speeches to debates, Benny sharp like a blade, cutting through the lies, watch the truth cascade. With the warrior's heart, this man never fades. You know it's prime time when Benny invades. From saving the nation to stories untold, the Benny Show's a storm, see the truth unfold. Stay in the loop, let freedom take hold. Salting all the libs, soul never sold. It's the Benny Show, where the truth gon' be. Faith and freedom on your TV screen. Stand up strong, battle through the night. The Benny Show's here, bringing liberty to light. Liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. From the speeches to debates, Benny sharp like a blade, cutting through the lies, watch the truth cascade. With the warrior's heart, this man never fades. You know it's prime time when Benny invades. From saving the nation to stories untold, the Benny Show's a storm, see the truth unfold. Stay in the loop, let freedom take hold. Salting all the libs, soul never sold. It's the Benny Show, where the truth gon' be. Faith and freedom on your TV screen. Stand up strong, battle through the night. The Benny Show's here, bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light.